Happy New Year, everyone!
Yes!
Welcome
2020!
Welcome to 2020! We are still, even though it's 2020, the good doctors.
Yes.
We will, as far as we know, remain that way.
Remain that way.
For a long time. I'm Kristen.
I am Erin.
And today we're going to spend a little bit of time myth-busting, as it were.
That's right.
We've talked in our offline friendship and in our online friendship about things that we believed growing up.
Yeah.
Things that we believe about other parts of the world because we've never encountered them. Not stereotypes necessarily, but like, you know, we saw this on TV and so we think it's true.
Things that we believe about traditions or celebrations or events that appear nationally that, you know, we've come to realize as adults that's not, the reality does not match what is shown to us.
What's shown to us. Yeah.
So specifically, we're talking about New Year's Eve celebrations in Times Square, kids. That's right.
So here is, if you are the following type of person, you should aspire to add New Year's Eve in Times Square to your bucket list.
Yes.
If you are somebody who likes to stand for long periods of time.
Up to 8 hours.
If you are somebody who does not believe in your own personal space.
Go with God.
If you are somebody who does not mind wearing a diaper as an adult.
Adult diaper. Uh-huh.
If you are somebody who does not mind the smell of urine because the people who are not using adult diapers will urinate and defecate in corners.
If you are a person who does not need to eat very much food or regularly throughout the day.
If you are somebody who can go without access to your phone, pretty much, in terms of cellular data for 8 to 10 hours. Also what you can do. So you may be getting the vibe at this point that it's not a recommended activity.
It's not something that either of us would consider a good time.
And so there's lots of other things like that in the world. I used to, when I was growing up, want to go to San Diego Comic-Con because I wanted to like be in the room where it happened. And then I started hearing that like you stand in line for hours
on end, yeah.
And I was like, no. So there's lots of things in which the advertisement does not match the experience.
Right, because particularly with New Year's Eve in Times Square, when we watch the televised version, it's so much fun and we're having the best time ever. And Ryan Seacrest is showing you all those hot new artists, but they have coats on and access to toilets and hot beverages and personal space and probably like a heated trailer full of warm and delicious food and champagne. So it's one of those things that when you're watching it on TV, you're like, oh, that looks like so amazing. And then in real life, not exactly the same way.
So 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
1, if you are a hiring manager, is your hiring process, and as you're going into 2020 and thinking about bringing on new staff, does that resemble that where all the pomp and circumstance sounds really, really fun, and then when people get into your building, it's like, oh, crap?
Yes, we have a phrase in the UK that something does what it says on the tin. So does the outside packaging of your organization, your mission, your values, you know, the stuff you put on social media, does it match what's going on the inside? It's a really important exercise to think through, particularly as we start a new year. We might be changing goals and strategies for the coming year. We might be hiring new people because of these changes. So making sure that there's a match between the myth that you've created and the reality of what's going on the ground.
And the second one, social worker Kristen showing up here. If your life is a song and dance routine, but your interior life is not, if you spend a lot of time convincing people that you're okay when you know that you're not, this is a really great time to take a deep breath at the start of a calendar year, to decide what kind of human you want to be again. The past will continue to impact your life, of course, but who you were once is not who you always have to be. So if you've started to feel uncomfortable about the show that you put on, please know that you don't have to stay that way. You can go from being Times Square in New Year's Eve in Times Square to being a really great party in your house with snacks that make sense and access to toilets.
We're big on access to toilets, but it's very important. So on both of those fronts, both the kind of professional and the personal, we want you to just spend a little bit of time thinking about the myth versus reality in your life, whatever that looks like, and give some consideration to whether you want it to stay that way and it is an accurate reflection of you and the work that you do. But for now, that's everything we've got for this Good Doctors Diagnose, and we will see you all on Monday. Bye.